don't have like
Yay!
fancy fade outs and stuff like that on this channel. Like this is not the Dusty Wheel.
How dare
What we
you.
do here is like just we cut straight to the shit. I mean, we get straight.
Yeah.
So, hey guys,
No standards.
No standards at all. Well, welcome
Love it.
to the live stream. These two beautiful people with me, Recappa Sadai and Jess, the Amelin Seat. I have the fortune of being able to record a podcast with these two people, and it's a lot of fun. And so they were nice enough to actually come on and join us on a live stream. So say hi.
Stop
Hi.
it. Stop it. We honestly, the truth is we're so nice. It was so
We are
nice
really
of us.
super,
We're
super
really
nice.
No, this is delightful. I'm glad to be here.
By the way, everybody, make sure you comment on how cute Jess's pigtails are.
They're pretty adorable, right?
My hair is wet, so I've got a real like Fraggle kind of thing going on, and I'm digging it.
Hey.
I love it. I love it. Well, hey, a couple quick updates before we get into it. I've got some stuff that they don't even know planned, which is fun. So, guys, I am ramping up stuff here on the channel. Like, I'm kind of reorganizing my schedule because the show is coming up, and that's kind of a big deal. So, hey, I'm reorganizing the way I'm doing some things, and it should be a lot of fun. So, basically, every Monday night around this time, I'm going to be doing a live stream from here on out. So, I will usually have guests on. We're going to play stupid games. Like, I've got two stupid game-ish slash things going on tonight. This should be fun. So we'll do that. I'll usually have a guest or two or three or who knows how many on just to have fun. It'll be a little bit informal, but with some fun stuff planned. And then I'm going to have, I think, 3 videos a week. So I will have 3 to 4. Now, 2 of those are likely going to be chapter reviews. So like I know like 5 of you have watched the chapter recap videos that I do, which I think are fun. Hopefully more than 5 of you will keep watching them. So hey, but I'm gonna try to get caught up on those. I've got a lot of them ready to go, just haven't put them out. And then I'm gonna have news videos every Friday. So every Friday we'll have like a news community update. I've actually got some cool stuff planned for that. It's not quite. You'll see. Anyways. Today, live stream. So we're doing this now, and I have the fancy like join button, like YouTube hooked me up, where you can actually like join the channel now. I think if I set it up right, just saying that you can do like emojis now. There's special emojis or not emojis, gifs. That's the word. You could do
One of those internet
GIFs.
things that the kids
So-
like.
Yeah, the kids these days. Like one of them I put on like a wig because of course you know here on this channel.
I was really hoping we'd
love
get to see the
wigs.
wig today.
I mean, Nae'Blis wears wigs for money. So
I have wigs. I
Do
can
you?
wear a wig. Yeah, I have a bunch of them.
well, I've got wigs, so that's one. And then there's another one I think that's we got another new member. Wow, that's awesome. So the membership feature coming into play here. But anyways, the Man Fear wig, yes. I think one of them, if you type this in, somebody do a test for me. If you type you type colon wig, see what happens, bar to the red hand. See what happens. I just want to see if it comes up. Of course, there's a delay, so he won't see this for a minute.
Of course, it'll be a minute.
Yeah, but
We'll just wait.
I want to see what happens because supposedly.
I just found all the comments.
Oh, did you?
Sorry.
If I'm
Sorry,
not an idiot, if
I
I'm
got
not
really
an idiot,
excited.
it should work.
It's all working great. Go on. Sorry.
Oh, they did it. Okay, cool. Yes, there's the you have
Oh
emoji
shit!
or
We can see the
not
chat.
emojis,
Oh,
gifs.
we
Yes,
can see the chat in here.
yes.
Oh, but we can't interact. Meh.
Oh,
That's how it shows up
what
for
it
me.
is.
So like, okay, now we're figuring this out, but that should be fun.
Right.
So, I suppose if you join the channel, I have to wear the wig. So I will look like Boris Johnson or Sia or whoever you want to say. Somebody needs to hook me up with a new unit here.
I've got a lot of wigs, but I don't think you want them.
Not like this. Do they look as good as this, though?
Yeah, they probably do.
Well, okay. Hey, so we're going to do a couple things tonight on this live stream to kind of kick this off. We're going to talk about the Wheel of Time, so that should be fun. The other thing that we're going to do, I have got 2 different games that we're going to play. So I think we're going to kick off one of the games right now, just because. Now, right before this, so let me prep everybody for this because they do not know this is coming. Right before we started, I sent them a series of questions. How many of you have ever seen the Newlywed Game or know what the Newlywed Game is? Okay.
Yes.
So what I did is I sent out.
Are you gonna make me and Brian play the Newlywed Game?
Well, I don't.
But it's not quite newlyweds because
I don't know how we would do it. We'd be the only couple playing.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna see who knows each other the best. That's how this is gonna work.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
But just like against each other, we're not a team. We're combatants.
You're just against each other. So let me go ahead and throw up. So what I did is I had a series of 6 questions that I sent to them about themselves. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask one of them about the other one's answers, like what they think it would be, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start.
I'm now looking at my answers because I didn't know this is what I'm just kidding.
Okay. That was the point. So we are going to start with Jess's answers.
Okay.
So that means, Brian, you're going to go first. Wow.
So I have to guess Jess's answers.
Yes.
Okay, so the chat's not guessing what we said. We are guessing.
Well, they can guess if they want to. But
right,
it's going to be like, yeah, because these are Wheel of Time.
I'm guessing Jess, and whichever one of us knows the other better wins is the idea.
Yeah. I believe
just
that is
correct. I misunderstood initially.
Look, I'm just making this up as we go, okay?
Love it. Let's do it. Let's play. I love this idea so much. I love the Newlywed Game.
Brian, this is
Jess.
Talking about Jess. Okay, we'll start with question 1. Question 1 was, what is Jess's favorite character?
Varen.
Unless
it's Moiraine, but it should be Varen, Jess.
Oh. And Jess, what was the answer?
Egwene.
Oh, yeah.
We did a whole
I forgot. You're right, Jess. That is your favorite character. I forgot.
Thank you.
I want you guys
have
to know
said that, to be fair, many times.
I don't shut up about it, really.
I don't blame you.
You are probably witnessing the last Tarvalin After Dark time that we'll ever hang out because we're going to hate each other after this is over.
Right, I know. I'm already messing up Nae'Blis's live stream and answering incorrectly for Jess.
Well, you're allowed to answer incorrectly. Okay, so for Jess again here, Brian, here we go. What is her favorite scene?
Oh, I get to keep going.
Let's see how many points you can get here.
Varen's reveal.
Varen's reveal.
Oh, that's a good one.
Obsessed with Varen. That is a good one. And by the way, chat, I want to see you answer some of these questions too.
I was wrong about that. It's going to be Egwene blasting the Sean
Jess, what is the answer? What is the answer, Jess?
I said that Nynaeve healing Logain's gently.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Oh.
I couldn't think of any good ones. Honestly, the ones that you said probably were better ones, to be really honest. I took a shower earlier. It wore me out. So
okay.
We
got through the like tame, boring Wheel of Time, like super based answers. Now we're into like the serious answers. So here we go for Jess.
This is fun. Do I get to keep guessing all the way through?
We're gonna go all the way through on you, and then we'll keep it. Fuck, marry, kill.
I'm still gonna win this.
Perrin, Tom, or Gareth Brent. Like how did she rank them?
You marry. Wait, no. It's fuck, marry, kill, right?
Not ranked. You got it, but you got to put them in the order, right?
Well, okay. You fuck Perrin. No. You fuck Tom. You marry Perrin. you kill Gareth Bryn.
Ooh, so close. And Jess, what was it?
I fuck Tom, I marry Gareth Bryan, and I kill Perrin.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works too.
Okay.
I'm old as shit. I need somebody more experienced and generally like a human person.
This is a no-win answer. Is she more like Galad or Gawain?
Galad.
And the answer was?
Oh, no, it's Gawain. I'm an idiot, and I never do what people tell me to do.
I am
Brian
not doing
Brian is
very well here.
failing here. Okay. What nation would she live in?
Andor?
And the answer is?
No.
Andor! I keep forgetting that I'm the one who's supposed to answer that.
Yes. Brian gets a point. Give him a hand.
I win. No, not
Okay,
really.
last one. If she could date and marry one Wheel of Time character, who would it be?
Oh, there's one more? Oh, Land.
And the answer is? Land.
Yes!
You got
It's
two
Land.
points. You got 2 points.
Two, everyone. Watch out.
Okay. So we got 2. So now we're going to flip the script here. Now we're going with Brian's answers, Jess. Here we go. Starting off, who is Brian's favorite character?
I think Moiraine.
Moiraine. And the answer is?
Miss it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nynaeve.
Shit! Sorry.
I do feel like he changed that, by the way, but okay.
Well, that's what I sent to you. I typed
All right. You did send it to me, but I don't think it's what you said before. So.
It wasn't all.
You want to know what? It can change on a daily basis.
Mine used to be Egwene, but it changed.
What is Brian's favorite scene?
This changes on a daily basis.
Cleansing the taint.
I mean, he does
Taint.
love a good taint cleansing, but
I love a good tank cleansing.
I mean, who doesn't?
it was
Varen's crowning moment of awesome.
Fuck me.
okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, marry, kill. Perrin, Tom, Gareth Bryn.
I think that Brian. I think Brian is gonna fuck Tom. He's gonna marry Perrin, and he's gonna kill Gareth Bryn.
I think that's what I did. Isn't that what I did?
That is exactly what you did.
Yes!
Point for Jess.
Perrin, yes!
Point for Jess. Okay, here we go. More like Galad or Gawain?
I mean, I'm gonna say more like Galad because he's just generally a decent person, not militant, but also not an idiot. So.
And the answer is
Galad.
yeah.
Yes.
What nation?
Oh.
You know what? I think Brian would live in Tar Valon.
And the answer is
Tar Valon.
Boom.
That is exactly
3
what I
points.
said. I even reached out to Nae'Blis to ask if Tar Valon counted as its own sovereign nation to get the green light before I answered Tar Valon, because absolutely.
And if he could date or marry one Wheel of Time character, who would it be?
That's a tough one. I'm going to say Perrin.
Here you are assuming he's gay or something. Brian?
I said Egwene.
Did you really? Aw, see?
Because I'm looking at this and it said date and marry. And I'm like, all right, Egwene and I need to get together and, be a power couple. She needs an actual husband who's going to stand there and take control with her. Not take control, but actually listen to what she has to say.
I was going to say,
I like it.
She needs someone to take control, huh?
Excuse me, I shouldn't have said that. I meant someone who's going to not be an asshole when she takes control and, actually watch her fucking back.
Now,
You know what? I bet, Brian, you're a great fucking husband.
I want to be her warder, is what I want.
I like that.
Not really about dating and marrying. I want to be Egwene's warder. That's what I want. I want to take control of being her warder.
But that's kind of what Gawain was, right?
Well, no, he didn't really do any of that at any time.
I mean, they were bonded, but he was a dumb fuck.
He didn't.
Well, yeah,
really
but they
do
did
it.
get married, right?
I mean, for a second, but he doesn't really help or provide marital support.
Well,
Lanfear in the chat said, "Who wouldn't want to date Matt?"
Which is true.
I would date Matt. I would date the shit out of Matt. That would be fun as hell. Would I marry Matt? No, because getting married to an idiot is not great. I did it once, and I wouldn't recommend it.
I told Nae'Blis I refuse to answer Matt.
Jason points out here that I need to ask you different questions, so maybe I'll learn that the next time, because I think that is part of the Newlywed Game. You're supposed to ask different questions. Maybe we'll do this, like, I'll bring on 2 groups of podcasters and see how well they know their co-hosts.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I like that.
Ooh,
that would be fun.
Check this out. I need to, like, Venmo you, Brian.
Stop it! Oh, that's beautiful. Lauren's the best.
Lauren hates
That's
me.
so nice.
He came on my channel to tip you. So
well, look at your wig. I mean,
he needs the $20 more than you do, Brian.
Amazing.
But thank you, Brian, or thank you, Unraveling the Pattern. But really, thank you, Brian, for inspiring Lauren from Unraveling the Pattern.
I'm so happy about it, and I'm happy to see that you're wearing a wig because of it. I think I'm inspired when my wigs are overused and need to be thrown away. I'm just going to send them to you.
Well, are you trying to say that this is overused and needs thrown away?
No, I think it's beautiful and stunning, and you should never stop wearing it.
I got a new wig. We're going to talk wigs.
Oh, gosh. Jess? Look.
Oh, thanks, Lauren.
Lauren, you're the best for helping Jess out. Now I have to Venmo both of them. Well, okay. Oh, wow. You do have a wig. That is a serious wig.
Yeah, Jess isn't messing around. She's got the cute hairdo
Jess is planning
and
cosplay.
then the wig.
This is how much
I like
you love
it.
me.
That's brilliant.
Whoa. Look at that. Who are you?
I love it.
I like that wig on you, Jess.
I like the color. I really like the color. This is going to be for my Aes Sedai cosplay.
Love it.
That's amazing. I like that.
I'm going to do it up like fancy. It's got the exact same side part as my boss. My boss and I are like part twins with this wig.
Before we get
to what Aes Sedai, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. This is amazing.
Before we get to another game, I want to talk some Wheel of Time with you guys. First of all,
you want to talk Wheel of Time here? What?
Yeah, I do. If you guys are not aware, we have a podcast where we make funny jokes and do dumb stuff. And Brian is hilarious, and Jess is hilarious, and I'm not. But
I mean, you are sometimes.
And I make poop jokes.
Yep.
And yeah, but we talk about the Wheel of Time too, and it's a lot of fun. So Tarball After Dark is our podcast. If any of you ever want to check that out, it would be awesome. I think you would enjoy it. But let's ask this question here, guys. What is the one thing that you are the most excited to see on the show?
Like in the show altogether, or just
like what are you the
season
most
one?
Season one.
Okay.
What are you hoping to see this season?
Is this to us or to the chat?
To you and to the chat. I want to see the chat too. But to you,
I really am looking forward to the Weep for Mernethrin speech. I really want to see Rosamund fucking deliver that shit because it's going to be awesome.
Yes, I'm hoping it's in there. Like, wouldn't it be a travesty if like it didn't show up?
I would be upset. Because, you know, like I get it, they have to like change things and maybe they decide that it's not important or whatever, like I get that, but I would legitimately be upset if it wasn't there because it's really one of my favorite moments in that book.
I mean I agree. But here's the question on that. Like, how do you envision that being portrayed? Would it be just her telling the story, or would you do it with like with essentially, would you do it with like flashbacks or like scenes of Manetheren falling or the battle or?
I would imagine it like I kind of have this vision of like a combination of like cutting to like battle scenes, like the major ones that she talks about, and then like interspersing that with, you know, shots of the people of Emmons Field just being kind of like, what the fuck? And also then maybe with like kind of overlaid on top of the scene in Emmons Field, like a ghostly image of the battles happening, like they happen right there on that ground, and sort of doing it like that. Like, I think that would be extremely cool.
That would be so badass if that happened. I would love that. By the way, before it passes up, look at this. Jennifer Wood, you are legit awesome. Jennifer
The first thing I looked at was the dog, and I was like, oh, that's a great dog.
Jennifer is one of the sweetest people. She's been a supporter of the channel from like very early on, and she bought me a Christmas present. She's just an overall sweet person, and she's awesome. So
Yay.
Thank you, Jennifer. I will put the wig on for you. And I'll do it. I'll wear it like this. I've never worn it like that. I think that's a really weird way of wearing it, and it's just for you. But thank you. Let's hit, before we get to Brian and what you're the most excited for, let's hit some of the things in the chat. I am incapable of reading your name. I'm sorry. But Rand and Matt on the road to Camelin. I actually like those scenes. I know they can seem repetitive and boring, but I feel like that sets the tone that they're always being chased, right? Are you able to take me seriously with this?
Semi.
Okay.
I can't ever take you seriously, so don't worry about it.
Well, that's good.
There you go.
I see we have Mr. Q, the expanded Logain story for sure. As much as I love the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too. I'll tell you, I'm really excited also for like Alvaro Morte, because as Logain, because like I like him a lot. If you guys have seen Money Heist, he's great, and I think he'll do really well. So let's hit on a few more of these, and then we'll cut to you, Brian. We have another looking forward to Aiden Davern. I'm looking forward to seeing how Logain's role is expanded in season 1. I think that seems to be a common one. And then of course we have nothing on the field. Maureen speaking, flashes of battle. I'm assuming that's ending on a mushroom cloud. Wow, we want like
mushroom cloud.
Nuking them, huh?
Well,
Wow.
I mean, Queen Eldrine nukes herself at the end.
Maureen.
Like, I mean...
Well, darn it. Look at this. See,
Jason
is one-upping Darius Sedai.
Reyes.
One-upping. Thank you so much, Jason.
You're too much.
And you're not a chump.
I'll tell you what, it was really fun. Jason's been a supporter of the channel. He's actually like a partner of mine on the greatbite.com. He's a supporter of us on Tarval and After Dark. And it was really fun to be at JordanCon and get to like I think I ate breakfast with him twice and dinner with him twice and watched him get drunk and watched Recappa get drunk with him. And that was...
Oh my God. Like you and Darius and Sean just like sucking down white wine. And I'm like...
Yep.
Oh.
It might have happened.
So basic.
Was a lot of fun. And then, oh my gosh, this won't stop. William 101, also a long-time supporter of the channel. Thank you, William. You're the best. This is to burn that wig and buy a better one. Ow. Ow. I don't know what's wrong with this wig.
That's harsh.
It does look a little bit like a 5-year-old got after it with a pair of safety scissors.
I like the way you can keep rotating it, and it always looks
and it's different every time.
What angle, yeah.
Right, it's beautiful. And
it's very versatile.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how you toss it, how you rotate it, it's perfect.
Honestly, I can't think of a better looking wig, so...
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's absolute perfection.
But yeah, thank you to all of you who are doing that. I see it looks like a mop. You know, that's what they said about the Beatles, and they turned out okay.
My mom said that my grandfather called the Beatles long-haired geeks.
Well, that sounds like
And I wish that I had been able to hear it with my own ears because that would have been so funny.
the full. See, this is Chansone's coming. This angle is the full Karen cut. I kind of feel like I've got the Karen going on here. Hey, Brian.
A little bit.
Let me speak to your manager.
Yes. Well, only for a Karen like you. But
Okay.
No, the correct answer is I am the manager.
I am the manager, bitch.
I got to do that once when I was a shift supervisor at Starbucks. Like, I was the manager in the building at that moment. They're like, I want to speak to a manager. And I'm like, that's me.
Sorry. You chose the wrong question.
Hey, guys,
Now you're fucking sorry, aren't you?
first of all, it didn't get nearly time to chat up, Jason.
Hey.
Nae'Blis needs more wigs.
Oh, hey, man.
Thank you, Matt and the Dusty Wheel. Hey, can somebody show Matt the beautiful gifts that we have available to members of the channel? Jason or the Bard of the Red Hand. If you don't mind showing him.
I don't think I've seen these.
I think you can't see them.
Or is that the emojis?
Oh.
You
or
can
the
only
gifs
see
or-
them. Yeah, there may or may not be a Dusty Wheel emoji. I don't know. Maybe maybe not. Or it might be Manfear. Just saying. Okay. See, I wish we could see him here, but we can't. Anyways. Okay. I think it's time. Are you guys ready for another game?
Yes.
This one is a lot less invasive. So we sort of played this one before. Let me make sure I have it ready. So what this is like reverse fan casting. So basically what I've done is I've picked a bunch of random actors and actresses, and I'm going to show them to you, and then you have to decide who they have to play. Like, they have to play somebody in the Wheel of Time. You have to cast them as somebody, and then why you did it. Okay?
Okay.
So let me see if I can actually share this and not do it wrong. Maybe. Maybe.
Hey, Mr. Man. My dog is here.
Hi, baby.
Hey, mister, what you doing?
Okay. No, that's not what I wanted. I
He
did
kind
it
of looks
wrong.
like John Malkovich, but with bad hair.
I did it wrong.
I see it.
Hold on. This is called technical. This is where you don't have Taylor. You need a Taylor.
I thought you meant like a tailor to like
Not a
adjust your
Taylor, but like I
pants.
need like a Taylor. I need the Dusty Wheel to come run my show for me. I can have him on. All right, let's try that
To
again.
run your show.
Okay.
Christoph Waltz.
We have to choose who he would be.
You have to choose. Who would Christoph Waltz be in the Wheel of Time?
Now, wait a minute. Can we choose a character that has already been cast?
Yes, you may do that. Anybody.
Okay. That makes this easier.
So who would Christoph Waltz be?
Right off the top of my head, Pat on Fane.
Ooh, he would be a very interesting Pat on Fane. Like, he could pull it off, I think, for certain. Although, I like this answer a lot. Well, nope, that was the wrong
Yeah.
one. I do like that one
One of
too.
the great generals.
I could see that, but this is probably the one the most. Dang it, they keep
Asmodeus.
changing on me. God. All right, let's try this again. A white cloak is what I
A
was
white cloak.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
This is very specific, but I've been rereading The Eye of the World, and I thought of Howell Goad.
How good.
Just a weaselly dark friend
Oh,
who
yeah.
shows up and is sneaky.
I like that.
Just,
Okay,
Hmm.
I like
I
it.
see
All right,
it.
here we go. Next,
No shade to Kristoff.
John Wayne.
John Wayne.
Now, again, John Wayne when he was alive.
Senbui.
Obviously, not dead John Wayne. Sen Bowie.
I feel
Yeah.
like Basil Gill.
Basil
No?
Gill. I'm thinking Gareth Brent.
No. Basil Gill.
John Wayne is too macho to be Basil Gill.
He's
Who
not.
says that Basil Gill
he's
is a
not
macho?
Gareth
Bitch, I will
Brent.
fight
I-
you.
He
Look at
can't
that
fight with
smile.
anything.
You don't say a word against Basil Gill in this house, sir. I don't care if
I-
this is your stream or not.
I
I
feel
I'm
like
gonna
he's
Ohio
an
beat your ass.
innkeeper, you know, like just.
I just did. John.
It's a fucking
Basil
gentleman
Gill
and a
is
scholar.
A wuss. Ooh, I like this one. Tam as John Wayne. I could see it. Who can either of you do like a good
Basil
John Wayne
Hill.
impression?
No.
No.
Maybe that's my problem. I just.
Okay, let's move on. Eddie Murphy.
Oh.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Got to pick somebody.
Deshiva.
Why Deshiva?
Because I'm trying to think of someone who could be a little bit fun and like energetic and over the top. I'm trying to think of a character that like I wouldn't expect to be a Forsaken, and I like the idea of casting Asmodean's a better answer, but I also like the idea of making Deshiva more fun. So Deshiva came to mind.
Well, he would be a great Valen Luca.
Luke is a good answer.
I was going to say Fontenay and Village Mattress got that one.
I like Luca for him. Yeah.
I could see him as Tominus too.
Tomanus.
Yeah.
I think he's too fun. Tomanus is like too straight laced. I don't know.
But that's what I like
and I
about
feel
that
like
choice.
Playing a straight laced character probably is wasting a lot of Eddie Murphy's gifts. But I mean, I think he's capable of it. And honestly, like, I always felt like Talmanis was straight-laced, but also he's got a really dry sense of humor. He isn't a stick in the mud.
But that's not Eddie Murphy. I think Valen Luca, I could see somebody like Balthamel if we actually had more time with him until he turned into Halima. But Eddie Murphy does a great job of dressing up in characters, right? Haven't you seen what's that one movie?
Coming to America.
Well, no. Well, yeah, he does it in that. He doesn't.
I love that one.
You're talking about Nutty Professor?
Yes, Nutty Professor. Hercules.
Right.
Hercules. Okay.
Hercules.
That's a great picture of Ben Affleck, by the way. But okay, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck just lately seems to be sort of reflecting how we all feel on the inside, and I appreciate that. That's a man who has no fucks left to give, and I respect it.
Okay, so no fucks left to give. Who's he playing in the Wheel of
Time? Moradin. Because you think about that Batman voice, and like, what other character are you gonna play?
I can see
You've kind of locked yourself into that at this point.
Do you think he could be Demandre?
If you're doing fantasy, I'm hearing that Batman voice, and I'm hearing Moradin.
Logain?
Okay, I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
You get behind
We're
Logain.
tiny. Like one of those sketchy Ashaman.
You know, I feel like there's dad energy there, and I don't see him as Tam, but I could see him as Abel Cawthon.
I could totally see Abel Cawthon. Okay. I could totally be that.
Like, there's absolute fucking, like, exhausted dad energy. My kid is an asshole kind of stuff going on here, and it just works.
I like him.
Oops, that was weird.
I like him as anything. I'll take some more Affleck in my life. Oh.
Ooh, Robin Williams.
He could be a great general, faux show.
You know who I would pick him as? Tom.
Yeah.
He could be really good as Tom.
He would be Tom. Or Luca, honestly. Like, he would be one
He
of
would
those
also be a great Luca.
It's hard because I want him to have a dramatic role, too, because he's such a good dramatic actor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, his best movies are not his comedies. So, in my opinion. So, I like Tom. I actually think he would be amazing as Bashir.
Mm-hmm.
Give him the mustache. Like I'm picturing the night at the museum.
Teddy Roosevelt shit.
Tom. I like that.
I like Tom. I like Tom.
Yeah.
I like those.
By the way, that should not say Williams. That should say Wilson. Rebel Wilson.
Yeah. I'm into her as Grendel, honestly, because of her energy and her outward, just like, fuck it. But I don't want that to be my immediate response, because I think she could actually be like a fun Birgitta, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I actually, you know what? I want to change my answer. I like her as Birgitta.
I do too. I think that's a great answer, and she'd be funny as hell. with that accent. First of all, I love it.
Yeah. Just a fuck all attitude.
That would be great. What about you, Jess?
I'm not super familiar with her body of work, but yeah, I feel like Brigitte would be a good one.
Fran Drescher. This is a throwback.
Wow.
So if you're not familiar, if you're like young and you don't know who Fran Drescher is, she's got the super annoying laugh.
If you mean perfect by
Perfect laugh. Perfectly.
Oh, let's see.
Who is Fran Drescher? Varen.
Honestly, that I like. She's not.
She could be good as Varen.
Yeah.
I was thinking Sheriam.
The nanny.
I actually think Alana, because there's something a little bit. I hate to use this word, but unhinged about her energy.
Oh, that's true. That is true. And Alana is
being just like, and then she bonds you like at the second you least expect it. I can see that from her, so I can see Alana in her. Just
What about
the idea that like you're not expecting what she's gonna do?
What about if they age her up and make her leany?
that would be funny. That would work.
Okay, moving on. Taylor Lautner.
Ugh,
Team Jacob.
doesn't matter.
Who is Taylor Lautner?
Perrin.
Yeah, I mean
No,
Perrin.
Sarah's not
I mean, that is so like, okay.
Can he act? Can he act his way out of a paper bag?
No.
It doesn't
The answer is
matter.
no.
Look at that. Look at that.
You
I'm
can have
kidding.
him.
I'm kidding.
He doesn't do anything for me.
Were you
Yeah, I guess if we were afraid to like cast him in a major role and it wasn't Perrin, I would say Will Alcine.
Will Alcine, I like that.
That works.
Somebody
said Gawain.
Sure.
Were you
He's pretty, but he's dumb.
Yeah.
Were you guys team Jacob or team Edward?
I
read
was
all of
team
those
get
books.
drunk watching Twilight and tweet shit talking about it on Twitter. That was my team.
It is objectively terrible.
I
Like
read
it-
all of those books
so
and
bad.
I never cared. I was just
So bad.
fascinated.
I listened to them on audiobook at my job that I had back in the day, and literally sitting in my cube laughing my ass off because it was so ridiculous. I'm like, did somebody actually wrote that sentence and it got published? And I like, there were a couple times I rewound it just to listen to it again because I'm like, no way, she didn't say that. Yeah.
Marilyn Reed says Aram. I can see that.
I like Aram.
Yeah,
I like
Aram
that.
works.
I like that.
The worst scene in Twilight, though, is the CGI for the baby. When he imprints
Oh, God.
on-
I don't
Oh my-
actually think I got that far in the
It is so cringy bad.
It is unsettling. It is
So
unsettling.
bad. So bad. I should have had that. The baby.
It's like, honestly, you couldn't find a family of many, many girl children that you could just sort of like use different ones as she ages. Like,
so bad.
you had to use a creepy fucking CGI baby.
Okay.
Can
Kristen
she act
Stewart.
her way out of it? Can she act her way out of a
She
paper?
I
can.
don't think so.
She
Some people
can.
think she's amazing.
can.
I don't think she is, but
No,
I've
she's
only ever
actually
seen her
very
as, you know,
good when
teenage
she's not
mouth
cast in a
breather,
shit movie.
so-
I will go ahead and defend her.
so okay, Kristen Stewart. Who's she gonna play?
Min.
Mint. I mean, that's the clear answer from this picture.
I mean, I hate to be obvious, but I see her as Min.
Alviarin.
Or Alviar. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. Honestly, I wouldn't hate her as like an Egwene, just with like a little, like I can see like an Egwene with a little bit less.
Oh God, no! If she was a Egwene,
More
it would just be
poker face.
emo Egwene the whole time. Like,
She's an actress. She's just always in bad movies.
yeah, okay. And
She needs a new agent.
Well, I think she does okay.
all right,
Boy, we're just going
Oh,
heavy on the
God.
Twilight
Yeah,
thing.
Team
Oh,
Edward
come on.
now. Team Edward. Okay, who's Robert Pattinson?
Now,
Now,
we're doing
look,
all the Twilight
Robert
people.
Pattinson is a great actor. Whether he was in Twilight or not, he's actually.
That's what
a
I've
great-
heard.
So
I mean, I feel like he could do Galad.
I think he'd be Moradin. I know I keep saying that, but
Yeah.
like he's an objectively because I don't think he's attractive, but he's like a Johnny Depp for me, where everyone else says he's attractive. So I'm like, I guess there must be something about him that's objectively attractive. I don't see it, but that must be the case. So I kind of like Moradin for that.
Yep.
I hate to bring it all down to like how the books describe how attractive someone is, but for the way people talk about Robert Pattinson, yeah, I would go for Moradin.
I am on board with either Moradin or Damandred. I think he pulls both of those off.
That could work.
All right, moving on. Ian McKellen.
Oh, I love him so much.
Herod Fell.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like Herod Fell.
That would be
Herod
good.
Fell.
I like Herod Fell.
I don't know. Something excellent that just he deserves because he's brilliant and I love him.
This
Herod
last
Fell
one
would be good.
This last one may seem obvious, but it's a tough one, I think. Or at least I think it's an important answer. Matt Hatch. Who would we cast Matt Hatch as? By the way, this is the best picture I could find of Matt.
Right. I mean, I feel like if we don't say Man Fear, we're not allowed back.
Well, I mean, you can.
I'll burn that bridge. I think he could be great as one of the great generals.
Ooh.
I think he also could be really good as Val and Luca because he's got that whole like charismatic wrapping the audience around your finger thing, and like he's so gregarious and just like the beaming smile and all that shit. The man's a showman. He could do it.
Well, the obvious answer here, because he actually is written into the books.
Right.
He is Innkeeper Hatch in the Gathering Storm. So, or not Gathering Storm.
Towers, yeah.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, that's the one it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if he couldn't play the Innkeeper, let's say they had to cut that, what else would you have him play?
Man Fear.
Man Fear?
That's my answer. Yeah, Man Fear. That was always my headcanon reading these books. I don't really care what the Dusty Wheel thinks about it, because like when you read these books, it's like, yeah, no, that's Man Fear. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
No, seriously, I would say I actually really like Val and Luca. But
just like less creepy.
I would actually
he could be a less creepy Val and Luca.
I would love to see Matt actually in the show as himself. Like, I would love to see him as an innkeeper. I think
that would be cool. That would be so cool.
I totally am going to campaign for that happening.
So much.
I'm totally going to campaign for that happening.
Dear Rafe, there's this guy.
Look, he's got. If there's anybody that's going to get on the show, it'll be him. Like, because he's got all the connections. Like, for some reason, you talk to Matt and then you find out that he knows everybody. That's what I've learned over time. Like, you think that, like, he's like, oh yeah, one of my best friends, Brandon Sanderson, invited me over. No big deal. Like, anyways. Well, thanks for playing. I like doing that because it's kind of fun to do some speculating, and people love fan casting. So I figured we could do like the opposite of fan casting.
Yeah, I like that. Somebody, I want to say though, somebody further up in the chat said that they always imagine Benedict Cumberbatch for Moradin, which I think is excellent.
I think he would totally. It almost seems like too typecast. You know what I mean? Like, I feel
almost in a way, yeah.
Like too much that way, but that would be great. Well, okay. We'll be on here about another 10 minutes because I know Brian has to go at some point. Let's bring up this topic. We talked about what you're most excited for the show on. Like, what are you the most worried about? Like, what is the thing that you're like, I'm cautiously optimistic or scared of or whatever?
I'm not that worried.
Not worried.
I'm honestly not all that worried either. I'm
you optimistic people.
Well, if I had to pick something, it would be writing and dialogue and inconsistencies, because those are the kinds of things that get on my nerves. But I also I feel like I'm not in a place to put that out there right now because the show hasn't come out yet. So if I was to say I was worried about something, yeah, it would be dialogue and inconsistencies and long-term story structure. But for example, I'm not worried about cast. I'm not worried about sets. I'm not worried about visuals. I'm worried about writing stuff. But not actually worried. Just if I had to pick something, that's where I think they could go wrong. Yeah.
What about you, Jess?
I think really the main thing that I get worried about is that, throughout the series, they could end up killing some of my own personal darlings, the things that I personally love the most, which, change is fine as long as there's a good reason for it. So I recognize that all of the little moments that I love aren't probably going to make it, but, there are certain things that I particularly care for, and I worry that I won't get to see those come to life. That would be a bummer.
Can you give an example of one?
Well, one example is the Weep for Manetheren speech. Another one is the scene when they are headed for the Blight, like when they stop over in what used to be Malkier, that scene between Lan and Nynaeve. I love that. God, there are other ones that I can't think of off the top of my head, but just like, little moments that feel important to me, but if you're looking at it objectively, might not actually be important in the grand scheme of things. And, yeah.
Well, let's hit on, what were you going to say, Brian? Go ahead.
I was going to throw this out there just because I meant to earlier. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't get the Weep for Manetheren speech, but later when Egwene and Elaine are in the White Tower and they're having a lesson with the Brown Aja sister, then it comes up. And it's not Moiraine maybe, but I think that could be a way of streamlining. I think moving things along quickly in the first season is going to be a thing. And I wouldn't be shocked if they saved that speech for later and let Egwene and Matt find out that background of theirs later on. I actually kind of think that's a better way to structure it, is to save it. So I'm just throwing it out there to say it wouldn't be cutting it, but I can definitely see a way that the show would want to put that later and a way of that working.
That could be a problem because I feel like that whole historical breakdown is very important to informing when people are saying things like the old blood sings, and when suddenly Matt is talking in the old tongue when they're fighting with the Trollocs and shit like that. I think that, that's one of the reasons that I think that it's important. And if they do want to keep tying in, the old blood sings and like there's mad badass shit coming from Manetheren kind of thing, I feel like having that background is going to be important so people understand what that means. But that depends on if they actually are going to do that in the show.
Yeah.
Maybe the old blood singing isn't going to be a thing, which would make me sad because that's another thing that I really like. But
I think it's such an iconic scene, though, and I think our first introduction of Moiraine really like taking, being imposing, if you will. Like, I just feel like that story is emotional in the books. To me, it would be like cutting out Nynaeve doing the crane flies for Tarmangaiden. Like, it's one of those pivotal emotional scenes in the first book to me, I think.
I think it's pivotal and emotional, I do, but I just think they could move it later.
Well, they could, but I guess the question is why would you move that?
Because people like a slow burn, and it would be cool to find that out later on. It would be cool not to know about Eldraine until Egwene is a little further in. I'm just saying,
I could see that.
If they're gonna have lessons with the Brown Aja, they're gonna have to choose what those scenes are, and if they're trying to consolidate, I'm okay with them moving things later because personally, and not everyone's like this, personally, I love a slow burn. I want a slow burn. I'm okay with them using old tongue and finding out seasons later what it means.
You totally hate slow burns. You give up on shows 2 episodes in because they don't have enough action for you.
That's the opposite of not liking a slow burn. I give up when something doesn't have a slow burn and I don't trust that it has a direction. When I am drawn in and I know that they're going somewhere with it, I love a slow burn. The shows that I watch all the way through are the ones that are, it's the definition of playwriting. It's the slow release of information. You want You want that. So any choice they make that draws me in and makes me wonder, wait, what was that? What was that? Because that happens in these books, and they're going to have to create their version of that for the show. So
Sure.
if their version of that is someone says something in the old tongue and we don't know what it means for 2 seasons, I'm okay with that. I love that stuff. And some people, my point is, I'm not about that immediate gratification. I want things to be pulling me in and waiting for them to be fulfilled at the right time.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I was just giving you crap anyway.
That's cool. I get into this.
Let's hit on some of the things that people in the chat said. So change the plot too bad. I agree. I think that's a concern. I think that's a concern for everybody, is that we all know Rafe has said there will be changes, right? And we also have heard him say that there will be changes for reasons. Like, they want to know every time they change something that they did it for a reason. I'm hoping that that's true, but I'm hoping that they don't, take it overboard. Chancene, I'm worried that the creepy, scary elements won't be scary enough, and I agree with that. I want this. I think Eye of the World, personally, I know I've heard Daniel Green say this too. I think Eye of the World plays out like a very mild horror novel at the beginning. Some of the chasing and there are definitely some horror elements to the chasing. And so I want them to play that up. I don't want it to feel not really scary. That's my 2 cents. Okay. This is one I've seen a couple times. The magic looks funky. Craig West said portrayal of channeling. I think I saw, Jason, channeling visualization could be horribly bad. That's a concern of mine too. I take that back. That was a concern of mine until I saw who they hired as visual effects studios. I'm not too worried about it now. I don't know about what you guys think of that.
I'm not worried about it.
I mean, there's so much that I don't feel terribly concerned about. I mean, there's obviously that feeling of anticipation because, we don't know what it's going to look like. And, it's obviously no matter what happens, it's going to be different from the story that we're all so familiar with. But in terms of actually being actively worried about anything, I mean, we've mentioned it before on our own show as well. Rafe Judkins was a huge fucking nerd for this book way before he ever became a showrunner for fuck all. He read that book with his mom when he was a kid, growing up in a really conservative area as a closeted gay kid, and it meant something to him. And so I think the fact that it means something to him and it means something to other people who are involved, that right there, I think, is what you need. Because if you have a bunch of people in there who are just making it because, it's there and it was a job, and I don't feel like by and large that's the case. And, when you have people who are that invested, they're going to do their damnedest to do right by the story.
Well, here's another interesting one. I have to find the comment again, because I agree with you. I'm actually not that worried about it. This is a major concern while I look for the real concern. Terribly worried that we won't have enough bathing scenes. If we don't get Elaine in the bath every episode, I think there's a problem. Yeah. This is what I was looking for. This is actually legitimate. It's going to be hard to do without being cheesy. I agree with that. How do you do that? What's your vision for how they would do that?
101 Dalmatians remake style.
I haven't seen it.
You got to watch 101 Dalmatians with Glenn Close and see how the dogs talk to each other. That's how I would do it. I'm only sort of kidding.
Only sort of kidding?
If you haven't seen that movie, it's great.
I need to watch it. I liked Cruella.
Yeah. I love 101 Dalmatians.
Hey, Diggity, $20. Treat yourself something nice at the Book Loft. I appreciate it, man. For those of you guys that don't know, Columbus has this bookstore called the Book Loft, which is, Daniel actually talked about this when Daniel Green used to live here in Columbus. You can go back and see this. He did a couple videos at the Book Loft. It's this old, really cool bookstore. It is really cool. There's not really another way to describe it. So Jay Diggity is a fellow Columbus. There's a couple other Columbus people here in the chat. He's one of them.
Nice.
So thank you for that. Appreciate it. So I want to respect Brian's time. So we'll kind of.
I don't.
We'll go for 2 more
my
hours.
time.
Fuck your time.
Real quick though, guys, tell them a little bit about what you do on your individual channels and where they can find you and how they can follow you and all of that. Let's start with you, Brian.
Sure. I host Wheel Talk with Recappa on YouTube. If you're not watching it, which you're probably not, start watching it. We are on YouTube. We are Recappa on Twitter and all social media. But basically, I've been recapping I Have the World, and lately we are branching into other stuff, spoiler videos, and getting into the show. I'm a Wheel of Time drag queen. I'm ridiculous. You're missing out if you're not watching.
You are, and all of that is true.
So,
amen.
Even if drag queens are not your thing, you're going to love it. You'll understand why drag queens are cool.
Especially if drag queens aren't your thing.
I have never... It's so funny. Seriously. I'm going to say this, like, Brian makes, or as Recappa said, Brian makes the most underrated YouTube content on the internet. Like, seriously, like, people do not understand how funny, and most people, when they check it out, they're like, oh shit, this is funny. Like, and this is really entertaining, and it's cool. Like, he does, like, Lego battles with Legos. He does stop motion animation with Legos. Come on.
It's true. Thank you.
And then just, dressing up as Recappa, gorgeous, screaming at Tivana, one of the novices, like, it's so good.
If you guys
you're missing out.
If you haven't checked it out, honestly, it may not look like your cup of tea right off the bat because you're like, I don't know what drag queens, weird. You're going to love it.
You're going to love it.
Seriously.
I
check that out.
Let's get wheel.com, but also, you know what? I forgot what I was going to say about it. You just need to watch it. I'm tired of the excuses. You just need to be watching it.
Yeah, get off your asses. Get it together.
Yeah. And thank you both. Yes.
Jess, how about you? What do you do?
Well, I do very little on my channel at the moment because I'm just sort of like, I don't know, I'm still trying to find my legs and I'm having like trouble with it. But my channel is called The Emerlin Study, and my goal is when the show comes out, and when we get the trailer and stuff like that, I'm going to be doing live reactions as I watch. As of right now, because we don't have a lot of that stuff, I've done a couple live reactions to chapters of the audiobook while I do cross stitch, and I call it Stitch and Bitch, and it's fun, and I just need to buckle down and do it.
Other than YouTube content, I've heard you're on a podcast with some cool people. I don't know. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, actually, a few months ago, I started a podcast with these two really cool guys. It's called Tarvalin After Dark. It's sketch comedy and news and just general discussion and bullshit. And it's super fun. And oh, by the way, those two guys are Nae'Blis and Brian.
No way. Honestly, I'll tell this story. I had no desire. Brian reached out and was like, hey, would you maybe possibly want to do a podcast? And I think my first answer to him was like, no. Like, I really don't want to do a podcast.
Maybe. I wouldn't remember.
And, like, I just didn't feel like I was like, I don't know if I'm good for that medium. And, like, I don't want to do what everybody else has done. And so, like, when we set out to make this, like, we really, our goal in mind with the podcast was to do something that nobody else is doing. And so far, at least on that front, I feel like we've accomplished our goal because I don't think anybody does what we do. You may not like what we do, but
you cannot say it's not funny.
It is definitely funny.
I berate our patrons. I tell them how much I hate them if they're not patrons, and then I love our I'm going to have babies. These are some of the things that go on our podcast.
Better you than me, pal.
We have Tony the Tinker, which if you have never seen Brian as Tony the Tinker.
Oh, God.
It is so funny. We have Eyes and Ears, Belladonna the Busty Bard, who tells us Wheel of Time stories in her own explicit way. We have Bedtime Stories, with the
It's so good. It's so terrible.
pretty awful. And then I think the thing we're most known for anymore is we make commercials from the Wheel of Time. So you can hear audio commercials. They're great, I think. I think they're great. And we had a great guest on this past weekend. We had Seth and Aradia from What Spoilers on, from like an actual podcast.
Yeah, like real podcasters.
Real podcast. And they joined us and joined in on all the fun. Anyways, you all should check it out, I think. Tarval and After Dark, it's in the link. I have it scrolling across the screen right now. Check out our podcast. Also, like this video if you like it. And yes, please listen.
I haven't liked the video. I'm terrible.
Yeah, you are.
Everyone like the video. Don't be like me.
Oh. I like this.
This is, here we go. We got Better Call Gaul.
It's a good one.
Yeah, no. That
Really
was
good
so
one.
good.
I wish I had one of them queued up. I could play a commercial for everybody right now, but I don't have one queued up. It's all good. But yes.
You can pull one off Twitter.
You know
One
what?
of the headliners.
I don't know how well it'll go because it would have to play through my screen. Anyways, now. Well, next time I'll do it. But yeah, go check it out. So guys, check these folks out. Check this out. Look for videos this coming week. I'm going to start on Friday with my new posting schedule. Just as a recap for those of you that are joining late, I'm going to start doing news videos every Friday. And there's actually, it's not really going to be a news video. It's sort of like a community update thing. There are some updates coming to thegrapelight.com here soon. And then we'll have a couple videos a week coming out, trying to ramp up the production here with the show coming up. So it's exciting. And as Shantane said, I don't want you to like the video. I want you to smash that like button.
Smash it.
Smash it.
Oops. I'm really bad at hitting the wrong chats. Like most of the ones I hit have nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Anyways.
You're very good at this.
Yeah, I really am.
Winning.
Thank you for joining. I appreciate you guys coming out. We'll be doing this every Monday. So I'll not with these two, but maybe these two will be back.
I was going to be like, wait, are we?
Not with these two, thank God. But if you want to come back.
Well, if these two
One day a week with these assholes is enough.
Right.
Anyways, that would be awesome if you guys came back every weekend. I don't think you want to do that, but if you did, you're always welcome. But yeah, I'll have a new guest. We'll play new games. We'll do something every Monday going forward.
Thank you for having us. This was fun.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks for having us. This is fun.
With that, I was going to say let's smash to black, but I don't want to steal the Dusty Wheels. We'll smash to something.
But.
Bye.
Smash.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.